FiveAA Breakfast.
7 to 7. We started the program talking about this scourge this morning. Dumped trolleys. The Mayor of the Salisbury Council, Gillian Aldrich, wanted to get a meeting with Woolworths to talk about the large number of dumped trolleys around Mawson Lakes, including at Dry Creek, and that it was a meeting that could and didn't happen. I think we're primarily interested, but not in the politics of this, but in indeed some of the motivation, indeed what people are actually seeing out in reality when it comes to dumped trolleys. And for that, there's this really interesting service called Snap, Send, Solve. The general manager of it, Jordan Kasuntait, joins us. Jordan, good morning to you.
Morning. How are you going?
Yeah, we're well. So Snap, Send, Solve obviously sort of explains itself to some degree, but by way of your service, you're seeing an increase in people ditching trolleys?
Yeah, that's right. So Snap, Send, Solve is an app that you can use to report issues that you see when you're out and about across Australia and New Zealand. And we're seeing a growth in reporting of abandoned trolleys across the country. But in particular, we're seeing that South Australia is growing the fastest with a 50% increase in abandoned trolley reports year on year. So from 2024, we've gone from about 500 to 600 reports a month to about 1,000 reports a month here in 2026.
So I reckon your app sounds like a really interesting idea, Jordan. It reminds me, there's a thing launched in Britain many years ago called Fix My Street, where it was like a sort of community call to action to beautify areas, particularly in working class areas. What's the sort of thinking behind Snap, Send, Solve?
It's exactly that. It's giving people the ability to report issues that they see when they're out and about to improve the quality of their shared spaces. And the complication comes when they're not sure who to report the issue to. So a lot of the times it's a local council, water authority, a local retailer, but they're not quite sure what to do. And back to the issue of abandoned trolleys, that's part of the problem as well. And I was reading the article where the Mayor of Salisbury is trying to have a meeting with Woolworths, and some of the photos in the article, it seemed like the trolleys were actually from Coles. And I think this kind of... Sorry?
I was saying, yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is part of the issue, right? And it's great to see that there's some changes to empower the councils to, have an impact and try to affect some change. But the reality is, when people see something, whether it's an abandoned trolley, dumped rubbish, graffiti, a pothole, the challenge is, who do they actually speak to and how do they effectively let someone know where the issue is so it can be rectified quickly and easily?
So do you actually get involved up to the level, Jordan, of like contacting councils yourselves, do you?
So what we do is we facilitate the sending of that report to the relevant authority. So based on where you are and the type of issue that you're reporting, we then take the information of your report, which involves a photo around 90 to 95% of the time, and we use the location from the metadata of the photo as well. So we get a really accurate idea of where that issue is, and then depending on what you're trying to report and where you're standing or where the issue is when you do it, we essentially send that report to the correct authority.
So it could be like, dumped rubbish in a back alleyway or, some tins of paint left lying around, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So dumped rubbish, graffiti, potholes, abandoned trolleys, these are kind of the top issues that we see coming through the platform. But it can also be water leaks or broken pit lids from a telco or an energy provider. So effectively what we want to do is make it as simple as possible to report anything that you might see when you're out and about and make sure it goes to the right place.
Yeah, that's interesting. Thanks for coming on, mate. Jordan Kasuntait, the General Manager of Snap, Send, Solve.
8223 a text through on 0480 1395. Are there any trolley ditching hotspots near you that drive you nuts? We'd love to hear from you, and you can point them out.
Our good mate Terry says he's been using it for ages. It gives an update on your post and the council follows it immediately.
Fantastic.